You couldn't make it up, could you? We've gone 10 weeks without any rain, hardly. And the day I've got a full day planned to get the beds underway, it's absolutely hammering down with rain. Anyway, once I make a plan, I don't like it being disturbed, so put my waterproofs on and see what we can get done. I'm using my phone at the moment. I might have to go and get the GoPro because it's raining quite bad. Anyway, first job, I'm trying to clear this bed, get this underway, because I'm going to have the peas in here and also the brassicas down the bottom. But first of all, I need to put a new retaining edge along here because the one's rotted. Luckily, I've found a board. I've just chopped it off to length. I need to tidy up and then fix it on. I've got this board ready to go on, but I'd really don't want to get my power tools out while it's raining, even though they're battery operated. So what I want to do in the meantime is get this bed ready. As you can see there, there's been top dressed with manure. It hasn't rotted down as fast as I thought it would. So what I've started to do is actually turn the top layer in, only about the first 6 inches, that's all, and that'll be done in about 10 minutes. Well, that took closer to half an hour than 10 minutes, but even so, I'm very happy the way it's turned in. It's quite moist just below the top surface, so but I didn't like the fresh manure, well, not fresh, but not fully rotted on the top, so I've just roughly turned it in, put the fork in, lifted the clod up, broke it, then moved on to the next one. It does look a bit rough and ready, but that'll be okay for planting out. You notice at the back, I've still left the poles in and a bit of gap at the back, and there's a reason for that. I'm doing a couple of things different this year and taking a chance. First of all, I'm going to be planting the brassicas closer together than normal to get them into a smaller space. And secondly, I'm growing them in the same bed, and now I always use crop rotation to try and reduce the risk of club root. So this year's going to be the first time I put brassicas in the same bed, so fingers crossed. Just had a look at the weather forecast and the rain's going to be on for a few hours. So what I want to do now is clear this bed. So on that glass tray there, I did have all the plants stored. I've gradually moved them off. I've moved some over here. But what I want to do is actually move the tray just over onto the other bed over there and put the plants back on, and then is remove the black plastic, and so that'll give the bed a good soaking. And if I can get that done, I'm going in the house, drying off, have a nice warm drink and stay in there until it stops raining. And there we have it, all done. I did notice when I was moving the onions how pale they look, and that's obviously lack of food, because since potting them on, they've just had to rely on what nutrients are in the soil, so the sooner I can get them in the ground, the better. I've just moved the brassicas over here, and I've put another net over, although I don't think we'll see any cabbage whites out today. That's unless they're not SAS. Anyway, here's the beds. As you can see, that black plastic does work. There's hardly any weeds in there at all. And so because brassicas like a firm ground to be planted in, I'm not going to touch that. I'm just going to plant directly into the beds. Right, that's me done until the rain stops. I'll see you whenever that is. After filming the final clip yesterday, it didn't stop raining at all. The ground's had a real good soaking, and so although the sky don't look too bad now, I've just checked on the weather app and we've got more rain in about an hour. So in the meantime, I'm going to take advantage and try and get a couple of rows of peas in. I'm going to put a board down just to create a reasonably flat area, because then it makes setting the frame up quite easy. Right, with the frames in place and the channels dug out, I just give them a dusting of bloodfish and bone, and now it's just a matter of case of sliding the channels of peas in. If you want to have a look in more detail, take a look at my how to grow peas in my Growing Made Easy series. They went in quite easily. Even though the ground is quite sodden, I'm just going to still water them in, and that'll get the roots in contact with the blood fishing bone. And then all I've got to do, repeat it again for the second frame. For those of you who are regular viewers to the channel will know that I'm not shy in coming forward to give a company a bit of free advertising, particularly if they don't step up to the mark as expected. But on the opposite hand, if a company goes above and beyond what's expected, I think they deserve a shout out as well. The company I'm about to mention produces a product called the Tuff Hose. About 3 years ago I sent a product to review, and it's one of these flexible hoses. I've had loads of them in the past. You use them for a few weeks, months if you're lucky, and bang, explodes and that's it. Well, this one I've been using for 3 years, and I think it was yesterday or the day before I was using it, and I was aware of a little spray of water on it. Look, and it was a fine jet just coming out. Anyway, out of curiosity, I went on the website and I saw that they did actual hose extensions. So what I did, I sent a video of where it was actually leaking, and explaining if there's anything, or inquiring if there's anything I could do to repair it. Straight away, the guy who owns it, Lewis, got back to me, saw the video and says, I'll put you a brand new hose in the post. Now there's got a 1 year guarantee, but the other thing is there's a 200% money back if you're not satisfied once you receive it. And I wasn't expecting that, so I just sent a message back saying, wow, great customer service. And he said that if you provide evidence, photograph or video in my case, that the product has failed, which he says the odd occasion you will, like nothing's 100%, they automatically send you a product new, free of charge. Now, you don't get much customer services like that. As I said, I did a review of this. I'll put a link here. If you're really interested in buying one of these expandable hoses, I thoroughly recommend this one, the Tuff Hose. It was during one of the intermittent rain showers that I decided to have a go at weeding the garlic bed. And it was good news. As I was pulling the weeds out, touched a few stems and they come off. Feeling down inside, it looks as though most of them have rotted off at the neck of the bulb. So it ain't looking very good for getting the crop out of here. The elephant garlic, on the other hand, don't look too bad, but say the normal garlic, there's one or two okay, but say quite a few of them, the stems just come off, and that's the way it goes. Now we've got the peas in place. I'm going to look about setting out these celery. Two varieties here, the usual Latham self-blanching, and this one's another one called Pink Blush. I'm not sure how many I'm going to put in here yet, because the last few years these have been fairly late harvesting, so I don't know, I'll just put them in and see how we get on. I've got my trusty marker board to plant the celery out. I've got a bit of sunshine now, I think that's due to be here for about 10 minutes, so I'm going to take advantage. So with the marking board, I'm going to use the 12 spacings in a row, and that'll leave us, so I'll get 2 rows of both varieties, so a total of 4 rows. I'll bring you back when I'm done. So with all this rain we've had, the ground is really soft and the dibber just slides in it dead easy. Celery are one of the few plants that I don't mind sitting in water all the time, because I'm a bog plant. These have been in a gravel tray, and with all the rain we've had, they're sitting in 1/2 inch of water just, but they love it, and what's more, makes them easier to come out of these cell trays. And say like the peas, give them a water in to bed them in. It gets rid of any air pockets and that, and so the excess water won't hurt them. The beds behind me now are ready for the brassicas, so we've already got the peas and the celery in the end. Now these 3 beds along here, at least 2 of them are destined for the onions, the alliums and what have you, and the very end bed I'll probably put my tomatoes and beetroot in. But what I was going to say is that covering these beds over the winter with the black plastic has really paid off. As you can see, there's very little weed at all compared to the bed down the bottom, which we left fallow and it's that high. And there's still a bit of moisture in the soil. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my trusty Wolf soil tiller and just tittle the top, and look at that soil. It comes in lovely, it does. Well, we've just had the mother of all downpours. It lasted 10 minutes, but as you can see, I managed to get the soil miller across the beds in time. And now I'm just giving these a light top dressing of superphosphates. It's something I always do with the beds before the onions go out, probably about a week before planting. And say, with the rain coming as it is, this will wash this in nicely.